Welcome back to Never, guys. Today we're going to be going to the Vietnam Veterans WMA Wildlife Management Area. We're going to bike there, then I'm going to explore it a little bit. Last time we went to kind of the hilly side, but now we're going to go to the more swampy, fieldy side. We might explore a little bit of the hilly side, but otherwise I'm going to start biking there. I'll pick the camera back up when I get there. We're about maybe a quarter way there now. I'm not gonna do updates every time, but I'll give an update at 3/4. Otherwise, see you till then. Okay, I'm here now. This is the same spot where I parked the moped last, right? Kind of there. But here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna take the bike, move it over here. Boom, parked. But I explored this not too long ago. Like 2 days ago, maybe yesterday. But my front tire was flat on my bike, so it was way harder. I was sweating a bunch, I was wet, but still got here, explored. Someone's calling me. Oh, I'll put the camera down, it's my mom. Okay, so like I was saying before I got called, that whole side over behind you is the hillside. It's really hilly, and it looks like that old spot with the buckets looked like there was a mine. I just hiked that while talking on the phone, but I found a shotgun shell. It's kind of melted. I don't know what that's about. I'll pick it up. Otherwise, we're probably gonna head over to, there's a field over there, so I'm gonna hike over there and pick the camera back up. This is kind of just exploring, see what if I find. If I see anything cool, pick the camera up. But I did find this not too long ago. There's kind of like, I think before this was established, someone tried building like a treehouse on it, since assuming from this name, it was probably established during or before the Vietnam War, or during or after the Vietnam War, because it's veterans. It looks like someone tried building a tree house here. Didn't make it. Really thin trees. But we're gonna walk this way. Probably gonna toss my binoculars on, just because I can. But otherwise, pick the camera back up when I do that. I found this little like tub on the ground. It kind of looks like where you put a water valve, but interesting. I don't know if you guys can hear it. You might be able to, but there's a lot of frogs just doing their thing. But otherwise, haven't seen much. But there's something cool over here. I'll try to speed up my walking for you guys instead of just walking around like I normally do. I got a text message from my dad. But okay, look at this thing. That's a goofy growth. Never seen. There's my hand. It's pretty big. But the last like winter, we had some like really bad windstorms and stuff, or not and stuff. We just had really bad windstorms. We didn't really have any tornadoes. The wind's pretty calm though right now, but this little area here is full of like dead trees, and so many blown over. Look at dead tree. Just a lot of them has blown over. But sorry, got a little close to my face. It's 2:26. I'm gonna have to get picked up at my house at 3. And it's kind of a long bike to the back. But, so, I think I just made it to the field. We got the field going. But, I'll pick the camera back up when we get to the top. I found kind of like this like pine growing thing. If you know what it is, put it down in the comments. But, that's pretty neat. It's full of like these kind of shrubby pine trees. It's pretty simple. It's just like a field going on, you I'm looking through my binoculars right now, and there ain't much to look at. I don't see any deer, sadly. But there's a lot of trails on here, which is quite odd. I got my glasses on. If you guys have any tips, but I've only had my glasses for a couple years now, and whenever I go to do like binocular stuff, I just kind of just like take them off and put them down here in my bino bag. But I don't know how. I don't want to do that since it keeps me from being able to just pull them up, look at a deer, then shoot. So if you have any tips about that, put them in the comments, please. We found one of these like really spiky pine trees. I've seen these before, and there's another one right there and there. But look at this pine tree. This thing's unique looking. It's got yellow tips. Never seen. Well, I've seen pine trees that have like the needle structure. Ow, that's really sharp. I've seen pine trees like that, but I've never seen pine trees just have that kind of a yellowy look, unless they're dying. And I doubt that one's dying, but rude trees over there. I'll pick the camera back up if I find anything else interesting. I found like this older tin, and it's got a wasp nest in it, but when I flip that back over for the wasps, it's like a paint tin, probably lead paint. But that's another true thing. But this place is full of groundhogs and moles. Every single one of these mounds that I step on, like there, and there, boom. Everything just falls low. He was up probably last night or today, since this is fresh right there, looking for food and stuff. So that's pretty cool. But I think this is all exploring we're gonna do for this today. I gotta start heading back anyways. I'll pick this camera back up at my grandpa's, and we'll explore the abandoned house that I said to explore last time. I don't know what these are though. I've seen them a lot, no idea what they are. But I think that was planted by the deer, since he looks quite plump and nice and out in the open. The deer tends to do planting stuff on these area type of deals. But we found this little tree patch area. We'll just go inside of it. Here's the moss. I haven't seen much moss here though. That heard something. I could hear, but old pine tree and old stuff. There ain't much else. I really gotta head back because I'll be late, and I don't like being late to much things. It's just being late isn't, it makes people feel like you don't want to come to their event. That's why I just don't like being late that often. But I did find a bone. Looks like a scapula, like your shoulder on a deer, since that looks like where it connects to the knee and goes up. But if you know what bone this is, drop it in the comments, please. Otherwise, I'll jump to the next segment of this video. Welcome back to the second portion of this video. I'm currently walking to the abandoned house right now. It's not too far of a walk. I'll pick up the camera if I find anything interesting on the way there, but otherwise, I'm just walking for now. But pick it up when I get there. Okay, finally made it to the chicken coop type of deal. A lot of the time there's stuff living in here, so, or like animals, but ow, I just got stabbed by something. Oh, thorns. And there's ladder. It's pretty simple. just is an old outlet. Like, there used to be a cool story right here. There used to be some woodchucks. I used to live in there. And also right there. But there used to be some woodchucks. And they caused problems. They chased my grandpa's friend around. So my grandpa came out here. And he took the woodchucks. He took them. And the 22, he was up on a truck door, like singing one of these numbers, you know. And he was out there. He shot all 3 of them, and that's on the woodchucks. Here's the breaker. Right there, runs down. Power line used to run out that way to the road. But this was a chicken coop. Now it's just a abandoned house with a tin roof. I mean, it's framed pretty well. Yeah, you can hear the tin squeaking. Some holes in the wall. Well, it's a pretty neat place. This is probably the first time I've gotten here alone. But over here is the side garage. That is the right thing. Is the brush hog. There's a applet shovel. Golf gloves. Simple stuff. There's tree stand over there. Now if we go over here, here's the garage. The roof's falling in. It's seen some better days. A lot of it's rotted out. There's also some stuff living in here, or used to be. I think there's a couple raccoons. Rafters. There's some skis over here. Here's like a shelf type of deal. There's a little alternator engine. Some tree stand ladders. Here's some wheels. And milk crate. But there's some probably water skis by the looks. There used to be lots of cans. But there isn't as many anymore. Broken window. Bad luck right there, I don't know. Here's a little engine hoist. Here's an engine, or part of one. This looks like just like an older Briggs. Which y'all would know that I hate with Stratton. Old wood saw. Pretty simple. Here's another avalanche shovel. That's a pretty nice one actually. I might grab that in the winter and put it on the back of my sled. Here's a post. I might take this post, move it out there, and get my new YouTube picture. There's a paring knife. That's pretty neat. Lot of wood. Here's some chain link fence. And a little bit of tin. More windows. Tractor, but pretty shielded. There's some posts. Pretty chill. Here's an old disc. No, not a disc. A rake. It's pretty simple, but we'll do the outro right here. Okay, guys, this can be the end of today's video. There's a little abandoned house. It's just rotten wood by now. We were thinking about tearing it down, but I don't see the point. It's a nice little relic of time. Oh, I got one more thing to show you. This ain't the end yet. I think you could get off that easy. Over here, there's something cooler. this. Here's all of the property. Yeah, we don't own that. There's a couple old guys that live in the city that own that, but here's an old foundation thing, or an old foundation of a house. It's all just old cinder blocks. Used to go way over there too. That's pretty neat. I've never actually gone in this foundation, but this is pretty nifty house. Pretty good size too for what they used to build. Otherwise, there's a big tree over there. Otherwise, there ain't much special about this. But I hope y'all have a good day. That's the end of the video. I thank you for watching, and if you could please like and subscribe. As always, if you want any details, like about engines, the Briggs & Stratton in the last video, or about the Toro, or about more of the public property I went to, leave down in the comments. I might get to it. I probably will. I check the comments pretty often on my newer videos. But otherwise, it's gonna be the end of the video. Hope you guys have a good day. Bye.